Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Year of the Batman for the 1966 TV series. The two episodes today are Comeback, Shame, and It's How You Play the Game. So I'm kind of going to do this a little bit differently because there was not necessarily a B plot, but stuff that happens in the story that doesn't even pertain to anything really at all. It's just like an annoying uh, thing that's going on. But the main thing is the villain of this week. It's this guy named Shame, and he's like a cowboy themed villain, which is fun on its own. And you see him, he's at this like drag race, and he steals a car at gunpoint. And they find out later that the car has been just left to the side except for one part, and that happened on three separate occasions. So he stole something from a drag race car, like a go kart, and some other car. It doesn't really matter. And so they call Batman and Robin because that's it's they're like, okay, this is clearly just out of our league. We can't deal with a hijacker, um, or a carjacker. So Batman and Robin come in, and they're like, oh well, he's probably building some kind of supercar so he can um, uh, uh, take part in the drag race and win a prize. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Um, but his real thought was years ago he got outmaneuvered by the Batmobile, so now he's building this super truck that can get up to like 300 miles an hour, which even by today's standards is kind of impressive. So in like mid 60s, holy cow, that is a fast car. Um, so they hatched this scheme to where they called this like really good car person who's like also a radio host to broadcast that Bruce Wayne's limo has this like newfangled some kind of car part. I'm not a car guy. I can't remember all this stuff, like a crankshaft or something like that. It's not important. And it's like, oh, this part itself can make the car go 290. And it's just like, why for the limo? Why? So Batman and uh, I mean, Bruce and Dick and Alfred, they're driving in the limo doing some errands, and the henchwoman of this week, which I will say, she's actually more so involved than anybody. Like she's part of like the stick ups. She doesn't obviously do any fights because I'm pretty sure Batman and Robin are not allowed to hit women. Um, so she acts like a damsel, and she's like, "Oh, Mister, my car ran out of gas. I need a ride." So they give her a ride, and they get held up because a cow's in the road. And as they're getting out, Shame and all the gang, they pop out and they're like, "Hey, we're taking your car. Bye." So, uh, oh yeah. Also, I forgot because it's like a plot point that barely even happens. Apparently, Shame is famous for his platinum bullets, but Batman found out they're just lead bullets painted platinum because they were gonna track him via like scanning for platinum in the Gotham area. But he's like, oh well, this doesn't work. We'll have to just do the limo idea. So that's why they did that. Um, and I'm just like, why even make that your gimmick? Because like that was his calling card. Like when he would commit a crime and leave a platinum bullet. I'm just like, it's just a painted bullet, dude. You're not impressing anybody. So anyway, Batman he like puts the has like some kind of like tire paint that's you can track from the Batcave. So they tracked him at the hideout, and a fight ensues. And the woman actually is the one that knocks him out because they're under this like it's not a chandelier, but it was like a big hanging light fixture with like candles on the side. I forget the exact term. So important. So they get knocked out, and everybody's like, "So what now, boss? We gonna shoot him?" And he's like, "No, there's no sport in that." I'm just like, "All right, can't wait to hear what the solution is." So he ties Batman and Robin to stakes on the ground, so they're lying flat with like their arms like this and their legs bound on stakes. And he's like, "All right, Batman and Robin, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot my gun, and a whole stampede of cows are gonna come and trample you." And I'm like, they're strapped to the damn ground. What sport is that? I think it'd be more sporting just to shoot them. So it ends with like, will they get fucking killed by cattle? Tune in next time. Um, so obviously they don't. But genuinely, this time they got out through sheer luck because like the rumbling loosened Batman's stake. So he gets out and uses this like cape to like Toro Toro, which I don't know if this is a real thing or not, but apparently bulls are colorblind. He said, and the red cape is just for show and it doesn't mean anything. And if that's true, that's kind of cool. I didn't bother to look it up just because I didn't care enough for it, but so they escape, but Shame also escapes, and Shame's plan now is like, well, I'm pretty sure they're dead now. So yeah, let's go rob some like really nice cattle. There's like this some Black Angus cattle on, and like the bulls are like worth like 300,000 a piece. So there's four of them, so he's looking at $1.2 million. I'm like, damn, those are some prize cattle. I don't really know where Black Angus bulls go for, but if they go for that amount, holy cow, that is a worthwhile cow or bull. So Batman and Robin, they try and find their new hideout, and that didn't go anywhere. And they're like, well, dang, what if we go to the old one? They'll never see that coming. And it's like this, oh well, he won't see me doing this, he won't see me doing it. Like it's kind of like this cat and mouse game, kind of like that one Rick and Morty episode where they're like, well, I predicted you were gonna do this, and I predicted you were gonna do this, and I predicted you were gonna like. It's kind of like that, not to that severity, but I like that. So they show up back at like the Westland Ranch because that's where his original hideout was, and Robbins gets shot in the foot. So they get out of there like, okay, well, let's get out of here because you're shot. So he heals him up in the Batcave pretty quickly, and Alfred's like, oh, sir, I know you've been kind of busy fighting crime, but you're supposed to dictate the winners at the rodeo this year. And Bruce is like, oh my god, that's where the friggin' prize cattle are being held. This has got Shane's MO written all over it. So him and Dick, they cancel going there, but Batman and Robin are going to show up. So Shane, he steals the cattle, and it was before Batman and Robin could even get there. But they figure out, oh, they got to feed the cattle, so they're probably taking them to the corral, which is once again right back at like the Western land. So they get them there, or they meet them there, and everybody's got their guns pointed at Batman and Robin, and he throws a smoke bomb. Everybody's just unloading while they're like ducked down the ground, and they waste all their bullets, and Batman's keeping count. And so as soon as they run out of bullets, a fight ensues, and they win. Oh, there's also, it's not really that important, like a laughing Leo car salesman who's apart with Shane. It doesn't really go anywhere. There is a joke about Batman beating him, and he's like, "Laugh at that, Larry or Leo." But yeah, so that's mostly the A story. The B story, this is what drags it down tremendously down for me. So there's this kid Andy, and he makes several appearances throughout both episodes. And at first he shows up. Keep in mind, Shane is at this abandoned movie lot, like this abandoned Western movie lot, and this kid comes while they're like having this plan, and he's just chilling, and they're like, all right, well, I guess you're our prisoner now. And at some point they have to leave him, and they're like, okay, you're not a prisoner. If you want to stay, stay. If not, okay, bye. So he shows up again, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, kid! Like, these are bad people with guns. Like, go. So where are your parents? And so he sees Batman and Robin a few times too, and they give him lessons like, "Hey, kid, those guys are straight up criminals. Why don't you not be like them?" And also, this whole time, he keeps calling, "Come back, Shame," because like that's the name of the episode, Come Back Shame, he keeps calling Shame to come back. He wants to see him. Because apparently Shame has his radio on him when they first met. And he really wants that radio, otherwise his mom will be angry at him. And I'm like, I think your mom would be more so concerned you are, like, hanging out with criminals. like, if my son lost his phone, but like there was like Ted Bundy mixed in with this, I'd be a little more concerned with the Ted Bundy part than a phone, because guess what? My child, a piece of technology that can be replaced. I think one outweighs the other. So, um, yeah, but the thing is, the child actor is so bad. I swear to God, like, they had to have done every single scene with him, had to have been one take, because it was just god awful. I can't. There's no shade at the kid because he was 7 or something, but holy cow, I feel like that was kind of child abuse to just prop a kid up like that and make a fool of himself. It was so bad and so forced. Like, it's just unpleasant. Also, another thing, not one time did we see Shane drive his like super fast truck. Not once. And I'm just like, half the episode, or half of the 2 episodes, one was dedicated to making it a supercar that could rival the Batmobile, and we're not going to do a single scene with that. But yeah, altogether, there was a lot of stuff that pissed me off in the episode. The, there was a few good jokes here and there, but this these 2 episodes were rough. I mean, rough. So honestly, probably 1 to a 7, probably a good 2 out of 7. That's being pretty generous. Would not recommend this episode. I hope we are done with Shame unless they figure out some way to write him better. And for the love of God, keep children off this show. I feel like every time I see a kid on the show, I'm like, okay, gotta brace my. I mean, you can only be so mad at the kid, but you can be so much more mad at the adults who put it in and say, yes, this'll work. Just, Anyway, enough of that negativity. Bye.